The Lost Bus, a drama thriller film released in 2025. Runtime 2 hours and 10 minutes. Family-friendly viewing. Now streaming on Apple TV. Storyline. Based on a true story, The Lost Bus follows a humble bus driver who decides to save 23 children and their teacher from the blazing camp fire that devastated California in 2018. While fighting his way through the inferno, he must also face the ghosts of his past and the fractures in his relationship with his son. A survival journey that transforms into a test of fatherhood and of courage under the most extreme conditions. Main theme: from disaster to deliverance. Not just a reenactment of a tragic event, but a tightly woven human drama that blends emotional storytelling with striking visual tension. The film delivers a journey charged with psychological and emotional intensity, anchored by its central figure Kevin McKay. Screenplay and dialogue. The story opens with Kevin, an emotionally fractured single-father bird, and by his sick mother in an estranged relationship with his son, Sean. This opening does more than introduce him. It establishes the inner conflict that propels the narrative, a struggle between guilt and the longing for redemption. Events escalate quickly when the devastating camp fire erupts. Kevin is forced to make an impossible choice: save 23 children and their teacher, or rush to his ailing son. Choosing the humanitarian mission thrusts him into a lethal odyssey through flames and chaos. Fear and heroism intertwined as the bus becomes a crucible between life and death. Dramatic structure. Exposition introducing Kevin and his fractured family life. Conflict: the outbreak of the fire and the impossible rescue. Climax: the confrontation inside the burning bus, where tension reaches its peak. The screenplay follows a classical 3-act structure, interlaced with flashbacks that reveal Kevin's past and his strained relationship with his father. This interplay of past and present deepens the emotional core and exposes how old wounds become the driving force in moments of crisis. Narrative strengths and weaknesses. The main plot, the rescue, is gripping and high stakes. Yet the script burdens itself with underdeveloped side threads, such as the fire chief and a few anxious parents. While these subplots have focus, Kevin's psychological depth remains the film's backbone. Characters. Kevin McKay, written with realism, not a flawless hero but a man weighed by regret and failure, making his transformation believable and moving. Mary, though limited in screen time, she adds human balance through her small dreams of escaping routine and finding freedom. Supporting cast: Ruby, firefighters, children, underwritten, reducing the collective emotional impact that could have elevated the story. Pacing and tone. The rhythm's mostly tight, especially during the inferno-set bus sequences, alternating despair and hope to keep viewers on edge. However, a few tangential scenes about environmental debates and fire origins slow the narrative and feel overly didactic. Symbolism. The fire is not just a natural disaster, it mirrors Kevin's inner chaos. The bus stands as both an arc of survival and a moral trial. The father-son dynamic embodies the idea of emotional inheritance, how words of anger between generations echo long after they're spoken. Highlights. Vivid portrayal of psychological tension in life or death moments. Emotionally grounded protagonist free from hollow heroism. Visually powerful fire sequences that amplify cinematic immersion. A delicate balance between tragedy and hope. Shortcomings. Shallow secondary characters lacking development. Heavy-handed subplots and on-the-nose environmental dialogue. Over-reliance on the lone hero arc reduces the sense of collective struggle. Overextended runtime that could benefit from trimming repetitive scenes. The Lost Bus delivers a finely tuned mix of visual suspense and human drama, anchored by a deeply written lead who carries the emotional weight of the story. Despite its uneven side characters and length, it remains a moving testament to cinema's power to turn real-life disasters into stories of hope, sacrifice, and human reconciliation. My rating: 7/10.